Good morning, students. Welcome to physics class. Today, we are going to discuss with chapter number 2. In chapter number 2, we are going to see with the topics such as circular motion and the terms based on that. But before that, let us see with few definitions. So, what are the definitions we are going to see is first one, radian. So, what is meant by a radian is it describes the angle. Radian is nothing but the angle, and that is because of the circular arc at the center of the circle. So we are considering this to be the circle and this one to be the center point, okay, and we are considering this to be the arc, and because of this arc if we get any angle, okay, so this angle is said to be the radian, okay. And we also have a definition for this radian. So what is a radian is, it is defined as the length of the arc divided by the radius of the arc. So we know that this is a radius. Let us consider this to be r, radius to be r. This length I am writing as L, okay. So let us consider this radian to be theta. That radian can be written as length of the arc divided by the radius. So I am writing as L divided by r, okay. So theta is equal to L divided by r. So this gives your radian. So 1 radian is the angle subtended at the center of the circle by an arc that is equal in length to the radius of the circle. So that length will also be equal to the radius of the circle. So that gives the definition for radian. So this radian can be asked as a 2 marks, okay. So what is radian or defined radian? It will be asked. So radian is the angle subtended. So radian, mainly the word you have to know is angle, okay. Then next is, so this is a diagram which denotes with a radian. As I have told you already, this is a circle and this gives you the radius and this is the arc, is it not? So we can say that this to be the radian. So this is the degree, or this is said to be the radian, okay. Then next is, we are going to see how to write with this radian. How we can write the radian is, generally we know that 360 degree, that is equal to 2 pi radians. So this is a general form for writing this 360 degree. Now bring this 2 down. So this becomes as 360 divided by 2. So when you divide this, it becomes 180 degree, and here we also have the term pi. So 180 divided by pi degrees, that is equal to this radian. Instead of this pi, if you substitute the value as 3.14, we can get the value for 1 radian in degrees. So 1 radian is equal to 57.295 degrees. Yes, so this is about just the value of radian. Next we are going to see is angular displacement. So after this fully we will see with the term as angular. But before this, you know with what is a displacement. Displacement is what? From one point to other point. If any particle is moving, that is said to be the displacement. Displacement will be generally writing as S, is it not? But here we have the term angular displacement. So angular displacement is denoted by the letter theta, okay. So angle, is it not? So we are denoting with the letter theta, but generally it will be written as S. Since we are writing as angular, we are writing as theta, okay. So next we have the definition. Consider a particle which is revolving around the center O. So this is a center, and around this center any particle is moving. If any particle is moving, what it has is, it has a radius to be r. Now let the position of the particle at t is equal to 0 be a. So this is the position of the particle at t is equal to 0. After some time its position varies, okay. Then definition for this angular displacement is the angle described by the particle in a given time, that is called as angular displacement, okay, about the axis of rotation. From the axis, if you just denote with any angle, that is said to be the angle described by the particle, okay. Then So how we describe this angle is, it is denoted by angle of AOB, that is equal to theta. So what is the unit for this angular displacement is, as we have seen already, with the term radian, is it not? So the unit for this angular displacement is given by radian. Okay, so this is about the angular displacement. Okay, then next we have how you write with this. So before writing with that, first let us consider here, as I have told you, this to be the angle theta, and this is a radius, and this is a angle, that is the length of the arc. So we can write this theta, which is equal to this length divided by this radius, is it not? Same way I am writing with that equation. So the angular displacement can be written as theta, which is equal to s divided by r. Okay, so theta is given by s divided by r. Now bring this r this side, so we can write s is equal to r into theta. So this is the equation for the angular displacement. S is equal to r into theta. Here the angular displacement is theta, and the length of the arc is s, and the radius is r. Okay, so this gives you the equation for the angular displacement. Okay, so next is, we are going to see with the next term, which is angular velocity. So what is the angular velocity is, it is the rate of change of angular displacement. So angular velocity can be, here it is given that it can be written as omega. So that angular velocity omega can be written as rate of change of. Whenever you have this term rate of change of, we'll be writing it as d by dt. Okay, so the rate of change of is denoted by the letter d by dt. Rate of change of what? Angular displacement. So angular displacement is denoted by the letter theta. Okay, so omega is equal to d theta by dt. So that is what is written here. Before this, I am just writing it as del, because del is also more or less same as d. So we are writing as del theta by del t. And what is the unit for this angular displacement is, it is radian per second. And angular displacement, the unit is just what? Radian. Okay, this is angular velocity. Omega is what? Angular velocity. It is radian per second. Okay, yes, clear with the difference between angular displacement and angular velocity. Angular displacement, the unit is radian. Angular velocity, the unit is radian per second. Displacement is denoted by the letter theta, and velocity, it is denoted by the letter omega. Okay, this is not w, this has to be said as omega. Okay, so this is how you have to represent this angular velocity. Okay, then next we are going to see is angular acceleration. As we know that beginning itself, you know, displacement, velocity and acceleration more or less the same, is it not? So the normal displacement you will be writing as s, velocity will be written as v, acceleration will be written as a, is it not? Same way when you are considering for angular, so this is all for angular. So angular, the displacement is written as theta, velocity is written as omega, and the acceleration is written as alpha. Okay, so this is how we have to represent the angular terms. Okay, then so the angular acceleration, it is given by the rate of change of angular velocity. So rate of change of angular velocity is your angular acceleration. So the angular acceleration is denoted by what? Omega. As I have told you already, whenever you get with the term rate of change of, we'll be writing it as d by dt, is it not? So d by dt of what? Angular velocity. Angular velocity is denoted by omega. Okay, so that gives your angular acceleration, that is called as the angular acceleration. So alpha is equal to d omega by dt. So this is your angular acceleration. Yes, clear? So next is, we are going to see with the next term, that is called as tangential. So this is a new term which you are seeing here. So what is meant by this tangential is, whenever an object is moving in the circular path, so here the object is moving in circular path and it has a radius r, that time what is the acceleration it is experiencing, that is called as a tangential acceleration. Okay, so for considering with this, first let us take, as you know from this diagram itself, ds is equal to, so from this diagram what you write, this angle is equal to opposite divided by this, is it not? So we can write this as del theta, which is equal to del s divided by r, is it not? And so now when you bring this r this side, we will get del s is equal to r into del theta, is it not? So that is what is the first equation which you are taking in the next step. So we are taking it as del s is equal to r into del theta. Now both the sides we are going to divide by the term del t. So when you divide this by del t, same way here also when you are dividing by del t, we get it as del s by del t, that is equal to r into del theta by del t. Now the next is this term that is denoted as the rate of change of displacement. As I have told you already, s is said to be the displacement. So s by t, that can be written as the value to be v, because that is a linear velocity. Here theta is the angular displacement. So angular displacement by time taken can be written as the term to be omega. So instead of this we are writing as v, and instead of this I am writing as omega. So we get the term as v is equal to r into omega. Okay, so that is what is the next equation which we will be writing. So we get the equation as v is equal to r into omega. So how we are writing this v is equal to r into omega is ds by dt is v. Okay, so instead of ds by dt I am writing as v, and omega is the angular speed. Okay, so we are getting it as v is equal to r into omega. This gives the relation between linear and angular velocity. V is what? The linear velocity. Omega is what? The angular velocity. So this is a relation between linear and angular velocity. Okay, so next is we are going to see with what is the relation between linear and angular acceleration. For this we are considering with the same equation, v is equal to, so what is the equation lastly we have saw with the equation v is equal to r omega. Now take with the vector form in all this, and here we are writing with the cross. So we are getting with this equation. Now differentiate this, r is constant, and differentiating this. Now what is this dv by dt? It is a rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is equal to what? Acceleration. Same way here just now we saw d omega by dt is equal to what? Alpha. Okay, so we get with that equation a is equal to r into alpha. Okay, so this is the relation which relates linear and angular acceleration. Okay, so this is the relation which relates with the linear and angular acceleration. Okay, so next is we are going to see with circular motion. Okay, so generally we know with what is circular motion, is it not? So what is the circular motion? When any object is moving in a circular path. Same way here also, when the point is moving in the circular path with a constant speed, okay, and it covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, that is called as a uniform circular motion. So we are seeing with first type of circular motion, which is said to be a uniform circular motion. So in uniform circular motion, it covers equal distance, same way it takes equal intervals of time. So that is called as uniform circular motion. We know that whenever you are saying with the term uniform, it is same and it is more or less equal, is it not? So here it covers equal distance, equal intervals of time. Okay, so this is a circular motion. So the next is centripetal acceleration. So long we have seen with the term acceleration, this is a different word which is called as centripetal, but we know with what is an acceleration, is it not? So what is this centripetal is, if you consider any body which is moving in a circular path, and if you are going to consider only with a circular acceleration, circular path if it is moving, and that denotes your centripetal acceleration. Okay, so let us consider in uniform circular motion the velocity. So velocity is keeping on changing, and you have the radius, okay, without changing its magnitude. So what is happening here is there is a change in the velocity. So this is how the velocity moves. Okay, so these are all the velocities, but the acceleration is acting towards the center. Okay, so these are all the values of acceleration. So acceleration will be acting towards the center. Okay, so that is what you will be seeing in the next one. So it is given by the length of the velocity vector is not changed. Okay, so what is not changing here is the length is not changed. Okay, length of the velocity vector is not changed, and the speed remains constant. Even though the velocity is tangential, the acceleration is towards the center. Velocity is tangential is what? It is acting outward. It is acting in the outward direction. So that is said to be the word tangential. Okay, so tangential means it is acting outward, but the acceleration, how is the acceleration? It is acting towards the center. Okay, so the acceleration is towards the center. So that is called as a centripetal acceleration. Okay, so the length is not changed and the speed remains constant. And what happens to the velocity? Velocity is tangential, acceleration is towards the center, and that type of acceleration is called as what? Tangential acceleration. Okay, clear? Then next type, which is non-uniform. So the term itself says that it is not uniform. So what is not uniform? The speed is not constant. Okay, so the speed is not constant. That is called as a non-uniform. This you can say the example as when the bob attached to the string moves in the vertical circle. So here we are considering a string, and this is a bob. Okay, this bob which is attached to the string, which is moving in the vertical circle. So if it is moving in a circular path, what happens is when it is moving upward, it moves slowly, and when it is moving down, it comes fast. So what is not constant is speed is not constant. When the speed is not constant, that is called as a non-uniform circular motion. Okay, so we have seen already with what is a circular motion. There the speed as well as time are same. Here the speed is not constant. That we are just saying with the equation. That is the equation for centripetal acceleration, that is given by v square by r, and also the resultant acceleration is given by ar, which is equal to root of at square plus v square by r the whole square. Okay, so the speed is not same, both centripetal and tangential acceleration. The particle will have both centripetal and tangential acceleration. So this is centripetal acceleration and this is tangential acceleration. Okay, clear? This we are also writing in the tangential form as tan theta. So that is given by tan theta is equal to at divided by v square by r. Okay, so tan theta is equal to at divided by v square by r. So this gives a relation for your non-uniform acceleration. Okay, thank you children.